taking a look at a list from pastor, Lutheran minister Chris Roseborough, his 10 reasons why he thinks the kids are leaving the church. And I have to tell you, we did not collude on this list. It just so happens that I wrote pretty much the same thing in Judge Not. Why? Not because we copied off of each other's papers, but because we observed the exact same things. Reason number 4 from Chris Roseborough, they found better feelings. So many churches these days, not based on knowledge, not based on truth, but instead they are based on Oprah, basically. Here's what Chris wrote. Rather than an external, objective, historical faith, we've given our youth an internal, subjective faith. When they leave home, they realize that they can be spiritually fulfilled and get the same subjective self-improvement principles and warm fuzzies and pizza from the latest life coach or from spending time with friends or volunteering at a shelter. If all our church community is feeling stuff, coming together and just, I sense that this is a good place to be, they can get that elsewhere.
I got another one for you. There was a priest, a rabbi, and a nun, and they walk into this bar.
I think I've been to that guy's church. Reason we're losing the kids, number 3, they get tired of pretending, specifically in the best life now and every day a Friday world of evangelicals, there's little room for depression or struggle or doubt. Hey, if I'm not mistaken, that was an entire chapter in Judge Not.
Good morning, church. Let me hear you this morning. Oh, come on. God can't even hear you. Let me hear you.
Gotta tell you, that kind of church is absolutely exhausting. Hey, it's Sunday! Every day's a Sunday! We're all happy! You're happy, I'm happy, look at the band's happy, we're all happy here! And if you don't happen to be on the same level, which is basically an 11, on the zippy scale, then you are not really being a very good Christian. What's the matter with you? We're all happy here. Frankly, I'm pooped just thinking about it. Reason number 2, the kids leave the church. They know the truth. They are actually listening to what we are preaching, which is why we need to be exceedingly careful that we make sure that we are preaching the law rightly and the gospel correctly. This from the Lutheran minister. They can't do it. They know it. All that be nice moralism they've been taught, the Bible has a word for that. It's called law, and that's what we fed them, undiluted since we dropped them off at the Noah's Ark playland. Do this, don't do that. And as they get older, it becomes good kids do and good kids don't. And as adults, do this for a better life. The gospel appears briefly as another do to get saved. But that's a diet of law, and Scripture tells us that the law condemns us, so that smiling, upbeat, love God and love people vision statement, you've just condemned the youth with it. We need to make sure that we preach the law, but that we also preach the gospel.
I want you to hear me this morning, teenager. There is something more important than the gospel, and it's your virginity.
There is a fine line between law and gospel, and we need to make sure we find it. And reason number 1, we're losing the kiddos. They don't need it. They don't need what? They picked up on the message we unwittingly taught. If church is simply a place to learn life application principles to achieve a better life in community, you don't need a crucified Jesus for that. Why would they get up early on a Sunday and watch a cheap knockoff of the entertainment venue they went to the night before? Ouch. The middle-aged pastor trying desperately to be relevant to them would be comical cliche if the effect weren't so devastating. How are you doing in raising up your children in the fear and the admonition of the Lord?